There's no denying that numbers are crazy and there's all these tricks and weird things that you can do with them. And people with math brains understand why the tricks work. So I'm gonna show you a math trick that makes you look like you can add together large numbers, specifically 10 of them, in a matter of seconds. You just need to be able to do some very basic calculations. Okay, so here's how the trick works. I need 10 numbers on these lines. Now, whoever I'm showing the trick to, whether it's my students, maybe I'm showing it to a family member or a friend at lunch, doesn't matter, okay? All you need to do is explain to your friend how to come up with the numbers. So you tell them, pick a number to start. They can choose any number in the world, okay? The bigger the number they pick, the harder this part's gonna be for them to fill out, and they have to fill it out correctly. So your friend has to be able to do some basic addition. Okay, so let's just start with 8. Let's say the person that you are gonna show the trick to decided to start with 8. All they have to do, you wanna explain to them, their next number just needs to be the number they picked, but doubled. Okay, so let's just double 8. Clearly that's gonna be 16. Now, from here on out, to get their next numbers, all they have to do is add the previous two numbers together. So 8 plus 16 would make 24. Now they're gonna add the previous two numbers. Don't worry about 8 anymore. We're done. We don't need to use that. So they just add these two together. 24 plus 16 is gonna give me 40. And then they're gonna add these two together to get this one. Then these two to get that one. And then these two to get this one. And they just make their way down. So make sure whoever's filling out the list knows how to do it, because during this time, you don't wanna be seeing the numbers. So what I typically do is I'll tell my students what to do. I'll say, make sure you guys pick a number, follow the rule, fill this all out. I'm gonna go step out of the room for a second. And I walk out of the classroom, they fill out the table. Before I leave, I always say, double check your work, make sure every number you got is correct, okay? So I'm just gonna finish filling this table up for you real quick, and then I'll show you what to do in regards to the trick. After they fill it all out, make sure they double check their work and make sure none of these are wrong. So 8 plus 16, 24, good. 16 and 24, 40, and just go through, make sure all the numbers are accurate. Okay, now, this is where it gets cool. Once they've decided everything they filled out is correct, they call me back into the classroom. Now, I will walk into the classroom with my back to the whiteboard so I don't even see the numbers. So at this point in time, I'm just backing up to the whiteboard. I have no idea what's behind me, okay? I have no clue what these numbers are, but I'm gonna add them all up in a matter of seconds. How am I going to do that, okay? One thing I do, a little trick, just something that I'm gonna recommend you do, is on your 7th line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? On your 7th line, you can do some little indicator that that's the correct line. Maybe put a little dot there, okay? Most people won't even know that you did anything awkward or weird on that line, but this just makes it even faster because part of the trick is finding which line is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 7th line. So everything we're about to do, we're not even gonna pay attention to any of these other numbers. We're just looking at 168. That's the only number we care about, okay? And here is why. If we wanna add up all of these numbers, all we have to do is take 168 and we're gonna multiply it by 11, okay? Multiply it by 11. So 168 times 11 is 1,848. Done. Now, if you were to add this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this and this and this and this, guess what you're going to get? 1,848. How in the world did that happen? Okay. So there's algebra behind what's happening here. And that's what I'm going to explain at the end of this video for you so you can explain why this trick works. So here's the rule. Get people to make the list for you. When you walk back in and look at it, you don't have to spend any time adding. You're not doing any addition. You are just going directly to line 7, figuring out what that number is, putting it down, and then multiplying it by 11. Now, most of you, when you multiply by 11, you don't even need to write it down. So the beauty behind this trick is that I can just walk in and look at the numbers and go, my eyes go right to this one, and I say 1,848. Because you can multiply by 11 in no time. Multiplying by 11 is really, really easy to do, okay? For example, if I say 243 times 11. Most of you probably know your multiplying by 11 trick, but if you don't, you're gonna learn two things in this video, okay? How do you take 243 times 11 and just in a matter of no time get 2, 6, 7, 3? Because that's the answer, by the way. I'll prove it to you. 243 times 11, 2673. So how did I do that? How did I take 243 times 10, times 11, and get this? There's two ways to go about it. One way is a lot faster than the other, in my opinion. Most people will say 243 times 10. They'll change the number to make it a much easier number to work with. What's 243 times 10? Well, that's simple, 2430, 2,430. And then remember we changed the 10 from an 11. So now we got to do 243 times 1. Well, that's just going to be 243, and then you add your numbers together, 2,673. Same result, okay? But you're just multiplying by 10 and then by 1 and adding your two sums together, or your two values together, I should say. That's not the quickest way to multiply by 11. There's a much faster multiplying by 11 trick. 243 times 11. All you have to do when multiplying by 11 is take your front number, write it down. Take your back number, write it down. The two numbers you're going to get on the inside here come from 4 plus 2. Well, what's 4 plus 2? 6. And 4 plus 3, which is 7. So notice we got 2,673 by doing the times 11 trick. That is really, really fast to do. Take the ends, bring them down, add the front and the middle to get this one, add the back and the middle to get this one. Really, really easy, really, really fast to do. Over here, you could also multiply by 10, then multiply by 1, and add your two values together at the end. Okay, so I'd recommend getting good at this trick, because when you get good at this trick, you can walk in, find the number you're looking for, get it to that number real fast. 1 goes here. 1 plus 6 is 7. Ooh, why don't I have a 7 there? Because 6 plus 8 made a number larger than 10. So it was take the 1, put it down. Take the 8, put it down. 6 plus 1 is 7. 6 plus 8 is 14. That 1 carries over here and changes the 7 to an 8. 1,848. Learn how to do the multiply by 11 trick, and you can prove to anybody you can add 10 very large numbers like that. Thank you for tuning in. Study hard and good luck on your upcoming test.